Have you ever told yourself, I can't do this anymore, I'm done? We usually think failing to finish something means we have a personal weakness, but that is completely wrong. Motivation isn't some magical trait you either have or you don't. It is a biological transaction happening right inside your brain. Today, let's talk about how to literally program your brain so you can become completely unstoppable. Here is the first secret. Your brain does not measure effort. It measures progress. Your brain is constantly asking one question. Am I getting closer to my goal? If the answer is no, it shuts off the dopamine supply. That is exactly why vague, massive goals like, I am going to get my life together, actually destroy your motivation. You need to break your goals down into ridiculously small pieces. Even the simple act of checking off a tiny box provides real fuel for your brain. The second thing you need to know is that you haven't lost your motivation, you have lost your clarity. To your brain, uncertainty is exhausting. If you don't know exactly what the next step is, your brain will avoid the task entirely just to save energy. It is not laziness, it is a biological calculation. Keep the next step incredibly simple. Instead of saying, I need to write a whole book, just start with, I need to write one sentence. Why do we endlessly scroll on our phones instead of doing the work? Because our phones give us immediate rewards. If your big goal is months away, your brain assumes the reward is uncertain. You have to make your effort visible right now. Track your daily progress. When you write it down, your brain gets the hard evidence it needs to keep moving forward. Number 4, you do not need more discipline. You need less resistance. If starting a task feels like lifting a heavy weight, your brain will refuse to do it. You have to make starting so incredibly easy that not doing it feels like a joke. Commit to just 2 minutes or just one single step. Once you actually start, your brain updates its internal data and realizes, oh, this isn't actually as hard as I thought. The 5th point is crucial. The urge to give up is just your brain making a prediction error. When you feel exhausted, your brain falsely predicts that the entire future will be just as exhausting. But if you take just one more step, your brain receives new data that says, wait, I can handle this. Motivation does not happen before you start the work. It happens after you start, once your brain sees the evidence. Finally, your identity will always beat your motivation. Stop saying, I am trying to exercise more. Instead, tell yourself, I am the kind of person who never misses a workout. If your actions are based entirely on how you feel, you will always be unstable. But if your actions are rooted in who you believe you are, they happen automatically.
So remember this, motivation is not something you find lying around. It is something you systematically create. Make your progress visible. Make your next step crystal clear. Make starting ridiculously easy. Do these things and your own brain will tell you to keep going. If you found this video valuable, hit the subscribe button. Next time you feel like quitting, use the science. Have a great day.